Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Trading Futures Live here, George, where we trade live in front of the camera every single day. We show you our winners, we show you our losers. We try and be as transparent as possible. Uh, really quickly, trading is inherently risky and can result in the loss of capital, so please do not take any of our trades or copy any of our trades. We're here for educational purposes only. Rolling solo this week. Hopefully, Franco and Beto will be back next week. Um, but let's go ahead and get right into it. We're getting a little bit of movement right now in the markets popping up. No news today. Mortgage delinquencies. It's a yellow folder. Uh, but actually refreshed and it went off the screen. So absolutely no news today, and nothing on Monday either for the U.S. markets. But we do have a week ahead after that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, looking pretty good for news, events, and some movement and volatility in the markets. The only thing I don't like about next week is Jackson Hole Symposium. That's kind of that can kind of make it a slow week with people just waiting for uh, Jerome Powell to speak and just the news from that symposium to come out to try and get an indication of where the Fed might be headed in the near future. And so that symposium gives me a little bit of hesitation for that reason, but we do have a decent amount of news that should make the markets move: PMI, GDP, and PCE price index. If you guys watched the pre-market analysis, markets are down overnight quite a bit. We're 0.5%, 0.75%, and 1% on the Nasdaq right now. And the dollar's been rising. VIX gapped up, and so some bearish sentiment out there with the VIX up, all the indexes down, and the dollar strong. But I am neutral. Neutral to neutral bearish today. Neutral because obviously we had a very bearish move, breaking some very important pivot points, but with such a decent move in the overnight, can we have is it going to go lower, or is it going to get rejected off of here and go up? Is today the day that it wants to really break down, or are we just going to end the week back inside of the range that it's produced over the week? And so we're going to need to make those decisions in real time. We've got minute 20 left, and again, the weekly waiting on some sort of higher low here to turn bullish on this time frame, whether it breaks out of the trend line first and then pulls back, or whether this is potentially the top and pulls back. Still bearish on this time frame. We still need some sort of pullback to create a higher low, at the very least, to at least give us the indication that this is trying to go up. But it would need to break the pivot to confirm bullish sentiment. And so on the daily, we did get rejected off of the 200 SMA up here, and are breaking below, but we're back up above this trend line now in real time, I think. No. No. That is the trend line. Testing it right now. We did break a nice level of support in the overnight that held for the last few days. Broke that trend line, and having a nice healthy pullback right now. 2 seconds and we are open. Let's go ahead and check this open out on a smaller time frame. Pulled right back to the VWAP as well. That might be too low of a time frame. Let me Go. So pulling back into this level there. See what kind of reaction we get off of it. This is the kind of this is a much healthier pullback than we had gotten so far in the overnight. See if we start to roll over and see if we get better volume than yesterday. It's definitely going to be better volume than yesterday. We're got 46 seconds left in this candle, and we're already basically at yesterday's volume in this first 2 minutes. So certainly the markets are going to be very active this morning with the breakdown in the overnight. Can't imagine that funds and investment banks are sitting on the sideline when you've broken the lows of the last few days. So okay volume, not anything crazy, higher than yesterday, but still not any major volume. I would call that pretty average, and on the lower side of average. Hey, good morning, Aaron. Good morning, guys. All right, a minute 40 in this 5 minute. And a nice rejection off to this support and resistance level. I don't necessarily have much confidence in this move just yet. It didn't have to push up into here to then get rejected off. If this zone was higher and we pushed into there and then got rejected off, or if we had opened up down here and then had this run up and started to get rejected off, then I would have a little bit more confidence in this rejection. But for the moment, we're going to stay patient. Got a minute left in this 5 minute. Let's check the internals. Like I expected, extreme lows, right? We are gapping down quite a bit from yesterday's close up here at 42.86, and we're opening down here 30 some points below. You can fully expect extreme negativity on the internals, and so as usual, we're going to give this a few minutes to see if it can tell us anything, because so far it's only doing what we expected it to do, which was open up way down here. All right, we want to see if it continues bearish. We want to see what kind of rejections we get off of the zero line, or do we hold even like at the negative 400 and start getting rejected off of there, confirming the signaling that maybe we're going to continue to drop. If we're going to continue to drop, we need the dollar to go up, and we want to see the VIX go up as well. It did gap up quite a bit, pushed up, has since recovered in the push up, in the pullback that we're getting right now, and so we're just going to stay patient and let the markets kind of tell us what they want to do. We do have the Dow pushing up the strongest right now, biggest rejections after that pullback are the Russell and the NQ. The ES is flat, but we do have the Dow trying to push up. It's we're looking so Friday gapping down. Are we gonna maybe just gap and go and continue to drop? Last Friday, we gapped up. This is last Friday here. The close from last Thursday, we gapped up and opened some right around here, and we did retest, false breakout, pulled back, then got long. I got stopped out on this pullback and then was able to re-engage later on and ride this up to these highs. I did not ride it up all the way, but are we seeing an inverse of last Friday where we gapped down and we continue to go lower? Or is it this here, maybe a lower low down here, going to be the low of the day, and we close inside of the range of the week? And that's really my two scenarios on the day. Are we going to, I don't necessarily think we're going to close higher. Definitely not on the week. We have only done, I believe, about 49 points on the ES in the overnight. 47 points on the ES in the overnight. Daily ATR 63. The daily ATR has been coming down drastically because of this week. Been in a very tight range this week. So we've basically already done 2/3 of the ATR. No, more like 3/4 of the ATR already. And but if it's going to trend lower, that ATR is not going to factor into a trending down day. This could easily be a wide-ranging day, and it could move 100 points, in which case we're only halfway there. And so the question is there going to be any reason for it to drop considerably? I know we didn't have any major earnings this morning. Anything that was going to move the market too much. And so we're going to stay patient. We're going to wait. We're going to stay patient. Good morning, Python. I know I wasn't able to post the daily recap. I recorded it earlier this morning, but still haven't had a time to post it. I wasn't able to record it yesterday. I did end the day basically down 1 hour though. You guys saw me get long. Slow that. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Let's see here. You guys saw me. We got long here. After this breakout, pulled back, I got stopped out. I was actually able to re-engage here. Price broke out here on the 2-minute, and when it pulled back, I got filled. Like 2 ticks better than my previous entry. Risking this full 5-minute candle. And my target was just above here. It was 91.50, 91 half, 42.91 half. Did not hit target. I didn't really have a great place to move my stop up to anywhere in this push up. And when this wide ranging candle formed, I closed it out break even. So minus 1R on the day, was a little frustrating. All right, a couple of rejection candles off. We've got 3 minutes left in this 15-minute. We do have this somewhat of a channel here that's formed that we kind of broke out of and are back in, and so maybe a break below here may be the signal we need to get in. The tick chart is holding at extreme lows. Extreme lows. I mean, it's holding below the negative 750. And this is holding below the negative 400. We're not going to get much move here on the advanced decline to the downside because it's already in extreme negative territory, and I don't actually think it can even go beyond like negative 2500. And this is basically the NQ is sitting there. So I know one of them can. I don't know actually which one can go lower on this chart, because I think I have seen them as low as like negative 2800 on or positive 2800 on extreme days. But we are in extreme territory already and pushing down on the tick chart. So I'm gonna wait for this 15-minute candle to close. I'm gonna look to get short. Where, I'm not exactly sure yet. Let me... My stop right now would have to be the high. And like I said in the pre-market analysis, my 2-to-1 needs to be before this line there, which is a high volume node from a few days ago, and so we definitely have plenty of room there if we get some kind of pullback. I do want to wait for this 5-minute candle to close. About 45 seconds left in this 5-minute. This trend line is holding, but got extreme bearish sentiment here. Can this turn around and pop straight up and go positive 750? Yes. But we had a decent enough pullback here that and a rejection off that I do need to try and get in this, and I will accept the risk of the 1R, because if this is going to be the down day, I need to get in early. All right, so that 5-minute candle closed, so did the 15. I mean, it did close below the trend line there that I drew. I'm going to set the order, but it might leave without me. Oh, come on. This is being terribly annoying these days. We're short. I'm going to try and get in down here. I'm going to have to risk a full... I'm going to risk a full 10 points because this is not going to pull back to let me in, but we're going to leave it there. All right, needing a pullback to get into this trade. I'm not gonna set the order just yet. I do have my trade set up. I need to just come and hit submit. But if it pulls back into this trade, I want to see what the internals are doing at that time. Are they shooting up? Is the tick chart shooting up ridiculously? In which case, I do not want to enter the trade right away. Do I need to bring my trade down and really just risk this 5-minute candle with the height at 56.75? 56.75. Let's say entry at 49.25. That also gives me profit potential there. All right, we're going to spike up on the tick chart right now, especially here on the NQ. The NQ did already break the overnight low. The Dow is holding to the upside. Russell broke down as well. The Dow is certainly the strongest market right now. Is this going to be another day like we had earlier in the week with the Russell and the NQ tanking, and then eventually running out of steam before the market decides to go long? Tick chart. All right, I'm going to see what we have. We have 1 minute left in this 5-minute. I'm going to wait now for this 5-minute to close. Yes, yes, I do always use bracket orders. And the one thing that I'm very, very disciplined at is not moving my stop. I mean, you might see me move my stop if I set the order and it wasn't exactly like where it should have been, or maybe I missed a better placement for it. Maybe I had a better candle or a better pivot or a better zone and had to move it a couple of points, but I'm not one to ever move my stop when price is getting to it. Like if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. All right, that 5-minute candle closed. I'm going to set the order here on this 5-minute chart, risking that 5-minute candle there. And Q and the Russell continue to push. This thing is going to leave without me. All right, let's see. That's the tapping the overnight low right now. I'm not going to be able to get in on a breakout of this though. I don't have enough profit potential. Dow is starting to turn around now. If I get in down here, I would need to scale out 1-to-1 before here, which is what I may get stuck doing. Did have some buyers here at the overnight low, certainly expected. Let's say I got in down here somewhere. I mean, I do have 1-to-1 still there, scale out from. Tick chart. It's finally above the negative 750 here. Still a ton of bearish sentiment. I really need to try and figure out a way to get into this trade. VIX starting to push back up here after the pullback. The dollar pops up. All right, I'm going to submit this trade. All right, this will at least give me 1-to-1 there, 2-to-1 down here in this zone. We're gonna have less than 5 minutes in this first hour. Very hesitant today, guys. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not gonna cheat. If we maybe had a few more minutes, if we had 10 minutes till the 10 o'clock candle, but at this point I'm gonna wait for the new 30-minute. So now they've all broken the overnight low. Not all of them. But that is the overnight low there on the ES, and the Dow is still hasn't even tested it. It's getting there, but it's hasn't gone there yet. The Dow might give us the pullback when it gets to its low to try and get in this. Never had any pullbacks though to try and get in, and we weren't normally I'm a bit more aggressive here, but because we hadn't already broken the overnight low, I normally kind of like set a pull like here on this breakdown. Okay, if it pulls back and fills me in, but if it doesn't, then I would have a breakout here, but I wasn't prepared for that because I was trying to get out 2-to-1 here, so that's a bit of an error on my part as far as the execution goes. 4 minutes left. The tick chart still holding an extreme territory down here, and the advanced client's trending down. VIX pushing up. If you're short, good for you. Good trade. If I do somehow get into a trade with this setup, I will be scaling out of it 1-to-1 here, probably with let's see, it's telling me 9 contracts, so probably like 3 of them. Get out with a third at 1-to-1. Maybe try and get out with another third at 2-to-1, and if this wants to drop the entire day, we'll take the last third out at 3-to-1 and average out as a 2R trade. But I'm not setting the order yet because this could pull back way deeper into here at the close of this 30-minute candle. We've got we're going to have about 2 minutes left and 20 seconds. And I'm not going to take the breakout either. So I would like to see a pullback. All right. Let's say here to 40. I mean, that is quite the large stop right now. 14 points. That seems pretty outrageous. And will it handle the 1-to-1? Yeah. It'll at least handle the 1-to-1 just before go down. No, it won't. 25 seconds left. 20 seconds left. This risk is so large. We're down to 3 contracts. All right, new 30. They're going to take off without us, or are we going to get some kind of pullback? Dollar is starting to push up. We're gonna stay patient here, guys. I'm not going to chase this today. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. And I'm not gonna set the order just yet either. We've had enough of a bearish move in that first 30 minutes that this could pop deep into here, and I'm not gonna take any unnecessary heat. If it does a pullback, we're gonna wait for that pullback to run out of steam. Tick chart's starting to make new highs here. Advanced decline still holding down on both charts, though. We do have the dollar going up in our favor. But we certainly want to see the zero line hold and now start to still bounce around here in negative territory. The Dow came and tested the overnight, didn't quite touch it yet. Dow came down, didn't quite touch it yet. Came pretty close though, rejected off. But we do have the NQ here, new lows. Russell here, new lows. ES here, new lows. This is the 4 hour here on the ES. We're going to continue down, smoke through here to test these lows. Or are we going to close green? Or are we just going to chop around? All right, continuing to get a strong push here on the tick charts. And a close above the zero line on the NQ. We stay patient. Long at 41.99 3/4. 40. Way down here. Am I reading that right? Way down here at this zone. 41.99 3/4. Let's see that on the 60. Yeah, so from this level, CPI basically tapping that over that low there. Got a good ways to go to get there. Patience, guys. Patience. Patience, patience, patience. Did have a nice strong push down here. Those are nice wide-ranging 5-minute candles. I mean, I'm okay with a pullback, even to retest the open up here before coming back down after that push down. And so we're going to stay patient. There's no internal saying long right now. And I'm not talking about Aaron's long. I'm talking about a long thinking that this is a false breakout here and we're going to go long. There is absolutely nothing here. Dollar is breaking to a new high there. That's short for the market. That's bearish for the indexes. Yes, this trended up and broke to a new high there, but we're still it after the run that it made down, it needs to breathe a little bit, and so this can start to come back down and test these lows and break to new lows. I don't necessarily think that the advanced decline is going to oblige, but it could stay flat down here in extreme negative territory, negative 26.85. That is extreme, negative 23.22. That is extreme, right? It would have to really start trending up hard. And this would need to start breaking up here into positive territory and hanging out up here before I'm looking for any longs. We do have, again, the dollar breaking out here. We've got minute 20 in this 2-minute, or in this 5-minute as well, right? Got rejected off of here, starting to push back down. Didn't come back to this entry there. Now I'm going to need to think about getting in down here and not worrying about this high volume node. Wasn't able to get in on the pullback. Didn't even touch my entry and didn't pull back deep enough. We've got 20 seconds left here in this 5-minute. And in this 2-minute. And I'm thinking more so that I'm going to have to, I want to tighten this up some. That's the new 5. Let me see here. All right, guys, I'm setting this trade here. 10-point stop. Order submitted. Order filled. I do have the protection of this wide-ranging 5-minute candle. Sorry, my stop is even higher than that because my trade is there. So both of these 5-minute candles. Target down to there. A bit of a rush into this trade, but the internals are too negative to continue to miss out on this. I'm okay with this risk. I've accepted it. I do have decent protection. I would like to see a breakout here to the downside. We have less than 3 minutes left in this 15-minute candle. I do have even the protection of the entire previous 15-minute candle. One-to-one is basically this high volume area, so I can scale out of this here. I may think about it with one contract. But as usual, I like to get ahead of myself, like I'm up in this trade or something. All right, let's take a look at these internals. Tested these lows again. It is trending up, but that is a decent extreme low down to negative 800. Did get in on the pullback of this last 2-minute pullback. Not a great pullback, unfortunately. Dollar broke there to a new high. We do need to see it continue to push. VIX, we need to see continue to push higher. We want to see the Dow break down, and that'll be some pretty good confirmation for this trade. If we can get some follow through from the Dow also to the downside, you'll see that it's been the one holding up the most. Came and retested its 21 EMA here on the hourly. Rejected off quite nicely. We'll see if we get a push down though to break the overnight low. That'll be the final we're already in the trade, but that would be the final confirmation to be short. Is this Dow. And Q pushing to new lows. Russell pushing there to new lows. Let's go down to the 30 on this one. Did just get a new 15-minute. This one at least closed down, but we would have loved to have seen it close below that low, which it did not. We do not want to see this run out of steam and the Dow here holding our trade up. We want to see it break through. There we go. I want to say follow through and mean it, though. Don't just give me that crap. Tricky spot. Can't get long yet or short. You have a weekly pivot at 25.50. Yeah. Yeah. I'm likely going to scale out of one contract here at the at this point of control from last Friday. From last Friday before it took off from there and ran up. Scaling out of that one contract will nearly reduce my risk in half. I'll be going from risking 250 to risking 150 in the trade. And again, I wasn't necessarily, I wasn't completely bearish on the day. I do think that we can still close the week inside of the range, and not necessarily with extreme negative sentiment to the downside. But the internals are supporting a move further down right now. So we're in the trade. The Dow is just it's holding. The Dow here is holding. Not broken to a new low yet there. And I can only imagine the amount of stops that are right below this low on the Dow. So if we do break there, we should see a nice pop on almost everything. We do have the dollar pushing up there. Like to see the dollar break up. We certainly want to see these highs hold on the tick chart. We don't want to see it break to new highs. But are we getting a deeper pullback? Internals pushing higher. New high there on the ES tick chart. Tested the high on the tick Q. Dollar pushing down. New highs on both tick charts. See what the Dow decides to do here. Bison's in 42.43. In on that pullback. Nice entry. Nice entry. The Dow is still being a pain in the ass. And a push here on the NQ. Push here on the Russell, push here on the ES. Dow continues to hold. What is holding the Dow up? See here if we get the dollar to pop back up. The Dow. If the Dow lets go, the Dow lets go and breaks down, might see a nice run. But if this Dow continues to hold and we run out of sellers, this continues to chop around and we run out of sellers, might see a nice strong reversal back to the upside. So right now, if you ask who's trapped, I am trapped in this trade. The Dow has me trapped. $20 seconds left in this 30. That 5-minute chart is ugly, ugly, ugly. 15-minute, not much better. 30-minute went literally nowhere. 1-hour chart is garbage. 4-hour chart is garbage. So new 30. Let's see. This is the 30 we've been waiting for. There were certainly buyers down here in this spike down. Got a little bit of a volume spike in that candle there. The Dow closed that last 30. Let's see. Dow closed that last 30 pretty hard. Continues to push up. It pulls back all the way to the 21 to test these highs. Will my trade hold? I don't know about that. The highs on that Dow are essentially these highs here. So we wait. Good morning, Xavier. How's it going? How's everybody doing out there? We got in short, not a great entry. Left without us. Tried to stay patient. Got in after this candle closed down on a slight pullback. I do have a decent amount of protection. I have this 5-minute candle and this 5-minute candle, which corresponds with the entire 15-minute candle in that push down. If you're just joining us, though, the NQ and the Russell broke down nice and cleanly. Nice strong breakdown and ran. And took a while for the ES to finally break down, but the Dow is holding this market up right now. Has not broken the overnight low. And is holding my trade back right now. We do have the dollar trying to push up, which is what we want to see for our trade to break down, and the VIX coming back up Dollar breaking there to a new high. We want to see it continue to push. We opened up in extreme negative territory on the tick chart and held at extreme negatives for the first almost 30 minutes. But unfortunately has started to make new highs here. We want to see it come back down and test these lows again. While the dollar pops up. And we want to see the Dow break down. If the Dow breaks down, we could have a nice little run there to the downside in all of these markets. So we'll see if we get any support from the Dow in this 30 minutes, because we certainly didn't get it in the last 30. Took a decent short of the open. I think that's all for me. It's been a tough week. Yeah, if you were able to get a short at the open, I was a bit hesitant, and it never gave me any pullback to get in. I had a couple orders set near the highs. It never gave the pullback, and I got in late. So if you got in, very nice. Make sure to review that trade later. Hopefully you guys are journaling. I want to really ask for likes and subscribes, but we're at 249 subscribers. I'd love to end the day at 250. So this is maybe one of your first days with us. Again, I don't really ask for that, but one more subscriber would put a smile on my face going into the weekend. We are getting that pop on the dollar. Not really seeing the reflection of that in the market, though. The Dow is being terribly stubborn here. Terribly, terribly stubborn. NQ continues to try and break down here. It's tested that low quite a few times. But the Russell has lost a little bit of momentum to the downside. We're seeing what we want to see on these two charts here, from the dollar pushing up and the VIX continuing to go up. We want to see the markets continue to come down, but we're not seeing price react to that right now. And like I said, unfortunately, I am trapped in these lows right now. And the longer it stays here, the more I think this is going to go long, unfortunately. Because we've already had a rundown. We've already had a rundown on the NQ and the Russell. And if they run out of steam, we're going to be due for a deep pullback if that runs out of steam. Much deeper than this high from the open. Got about 5 minutes left in this 15-minute. Tick chart is respecting these highs as of now. But we wait. We wait, we wait, we wait. We wait, we wait. If we break these lows, I will scale out of one contract here at the point of control from last Friday. Then I will scale out with 3 of the 4 contracts that will then be left, and I will put my last and final contract at a 3-to-1 distance to go for a full 2-to-1 in this trade. But as usual, I'm getting ahead of myself there. Anybody else get into this other than me and Python? So quick rejection off of that push. Same on the NQ. Broke the low. Quick, hard rejection off. Bunch of volume in this candle. A ton of volume in this candle. It still has a minute left. Could be the end of the road for this short. Could be the end of the road for this short. Has spiked down on the tick charts as well. And a huge rejection back up here on the NQ. And the ES didn't show up here on the advanced decline though. That high volume buying candle to me is a signal of a reversal, unfortunately, for this trade. I'm going to think about closing this early, potentially. I'm going to keep an eye on this dollar. It is at its new high right now. If I start to see a rejection back down on the dollar, I may just close this trade. But if it continues to go up, I'm going to let this trade work out, play itself out. That is a new 15-minute there. How did this 15-minute close? Closed neutral bullish. Like I said, it's spending quite a bit of time down there. I'm going to close this trade, guys. If we pop through here, it's going to shoot straight up. Do have the dollar starting to come down a little bit. The VIX is starting to pop down a little bit. Coming down, coming down. Starting to push up a little bit higher. I'll take the $75 loss for the moment instead of a full R. Maybe wait for a better entry if this still wants to go short, or if it ran out of steam and is going to break to the long side. I haven't taken any screenshots of this trade yet. Which was there. 45 minutes there consolidating these three 15-minute candles. My stop was above this 15-minute. We get a, if it pops up, no need for me to risk a full R in this trade for something that has no momentum to the downside. It can certainly come back down, but an hour, 45 minutes consolidating means I'm very much trapped inside of this range. And so we wait. I've added my screenshots. I'm going to go ahead and fill out some basic parameters of this trade right now, and I will fill in the rest later. We did have momentum breakout with a pullback. It was a sell. Entry price 42.40. 5 contracts. Stop was at 42.50. Target was 42.20. We'll go ahead and save that right now in the trade plans, and I'll fill out the rest later. This could pop down again. The Dow is nowhere near its lows now. I mean, it's still way up here. NQ breaking to a new low. Everything's starting to push down. The Dow is still not confirming the move. So I will not be re-engaging this trade yet. In fact, I'm going to be more inclined to be looking for longs at some point from down here. I'd want to see it break down, maybe test here. Then after a retest, or if it's a strong pullback after a breakdown, I'd want to see it break this consolidation area. Break this consolidation area to try and get long. But again, the Dow is holding everything up. Another new low there on the NQ. Without any follow through just yet. We've got a minute left in this 5 minute, and then 5 more minutes in this 30. We are pushing lower with the 30. We're already back into CPI from last Wednesday now on the NQ. This is kind of my last line of defense here. Let's see how much the NQ's gone. 262 points so far. 262, daily ATR 283. So getting near the ATR, but it can certainly smoke through that and be a day like this green candle here. 681, 197, so 400 points. No, almost 500 points. Almost 500 points in this candle, right? It can be a 400 or 500 point day. New 5. Dollar continues to show strength. Ooh, VIX popping. New lows here on the tick chart. Rolling over here on the advanced decline back to the downside. Testing that low there. Could get a nice breakout there. Definitely tested these lows enough to have a breakthrough there. There we go. Certainly plenty of stops there as well in the longs. Yeesh, no follow through. We're gonna have we have about 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in this 30-minute. Certainly gonna want to see how this 5-minute closes here. And if I was still in with my 5 contracts, seeing with no follow through and a new 30-minute candle, I'd likely bring that one contract and try and get out of the one contract with like a minute left in this 30, just to reduce my risk if this doesn't want to follow through in this next 30. Talked about it, that I would have scaled out one of my contracts here at 1-to-1, but I'm going to want to get out of it potentially down here near these lows, just to reduce my risk if this new hourly, new 30-minute candle opens up and price decides to go up. We are getting nice pushes on the Russell now and the NQ and the ES, but the Dow is slowly trying to make its way back down to the overnight lows. It still hasn't even broken the overnight lows. Strong pushes on the VIX, so some quite the bearish sentiment from the VIX. This VIX is a tradable chart though, and so kind of see a breakout above 21. It had created a high there, and you had some stops maybe there from these shorts that had popped through. "30 seconds. You still in it, Python? I got out like a year break even, so definitely had a better entry. See if my original trade would have worked out by the end of the day. This would be the third time in a row that I've closed a trade early that eventually worked out. And a trade that I took in the live session. Third trade in a row. My last two that I closed early both eventually ran to target. One of them that I was in for, I want to say about 2 hours before it finally broke out of the range that it was in. So a little bit more reason to have conviction in my trades. That's why we journal. That's why we note it down. So that we can even see trends in our own trading and the probabilities of our own trading to help us make informed decisions in the future. Nice push right now from the Russell as well. The NQ, nothing from the Dow. VIX shooting up. Dollar holding at its highs. Coming down here to the point of control that I had from last Friday. Nice trade, Python. Nice trade. Nice exit before the point of control there. He got in at 43. Yeah. That's no, not 1-to-1 yet, but close. The pop through there would be 1-to-1 in my original trade. Gonna need to leave my trades on. Going to need to leave my trades on. Dow's finally now back to the lows. Popping, tested the overnight low, about to break through. We're gonna see a nice pop here. Hasn't broken it yet. There it is. Dow popped through. Spiked right through. There was a ton of stops there at those lows. Should see a nice clean run down to this level here. Whether it makes it to my target or not. Yeah, now a solid push through on the Dow. Hour and a half after the open. Patience pays. Patience pays. New 5 minute. Nice strong close below. Had good volume breaking that node there. Dow continues to push. All four markets are pushing. That's what you'd like to see if you're in this short still. Dollar making new highs. All good signals for the short. All the internals that should be going down are. All the internals that should be going up are going up. And all four markets are now in sync. We would like to see the Dow close below. We've got about a minute left in this 15-minute. And we would like to see the Dow close below these lows to confirm the move, or at least as additional confirmation for the move, and that the Dow wants to move lower. We do not necessarily want to see this close as a rejection candle back near the highs. And I do not, after now that the Dow is down below this trade here, I'm gonna even change this color. That potential trade is highly unlikely for me. Highly, highly unlikely for me now that all four indexes are down. I expect today to close near the lows. I would need to see a strong rejection here off the Dow, pushing back up and breaking above this 21 EMA as a signal to that these are going to be the lows of the day and to try and take it long. And so at that point for me, I would expect the ES to need to come back, break above this consolidation area and pull back to go long. But this seems to be a trending day to the downside, and I do not want to fight that trend. So I am like, it's going to need to be a big reversal on everything, on the dollar, on all of the internals. Much later in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, and 2 o'clock on a Friday. I do not want to be anywhere near this. One thing I've pointed out to Franco in the past, I mean, what I'm about to tell you, obviously take it with a grain of salt because there are plenty of candles here that do not close at extremes, but you'll see on trending days a lot of times on wide-ranging candles, wide-ranging candle, close near the high. Wide-ranging candle, close near the high. You can even consider this a wide-ranging candle, close near the low, right? Wide-ranging candle, close near the high. On a lot of these trending days, right? Okay, yes, this one did not close near the high. But on a lot of these trending days, closes near the high, or if it breaks down, right, we broke a consolidation area there, close near the lows. Broke levels, close near the highs. Broke out there, close near the highs. Close near the highs. Broke down, but when it picked a trend and went back up, closed near the highs. Closed near the highs. Closed at the low. Closed at the high. Right? Now, yes, there are a ton of doji candles, but this opened at the high. This is looking more like any one of these wide-ranging candles that opened at the high, closed at the low. Opened at the high, closed at the low. Opened near the high, closed at the low. Not gonna fight that trend. Be more interested to see it come test this consolidation area to maybe try and get short and see if we can get it to close. Try if we can take it back down to close near the lows. Gonna hang out here for the next 15 minutes. Probably call it a morning at 11:30. See if we get a run near the end of this 30-minute candle towards my what would have been my target. Quite frustrating for me. Tried to be patient. Was in that trade for about 30 minutes where it just chopped around. Could I have been more patient? Absolutely. Was I patient? I at least felt like I was being patient. Still have a sell limit at 42.32 half. 42.32 half. Yeah. I'm gonna assume stop above this pivot right there, or that consolidation area after the breakout. We really want to be safe about it. 39 half. Let's see, the 5 minutes. You can give yourself a ton of breathing room there. We have, let's see, done 62.5 points thus far. Again, the ATR is 69. So another 7 past here puts us at like 18 for the daily ATR. So the bottom of this zone here, 42.18-ish, somewhere around there. So think about at the very least scaling out around 42.20 if you do get filled. This can certainly run a whole lot further, but we shall see. We shall see. New 5, got 5 minutes left here. See what kind of a push we get. I'm going to show you guys my journal real quick for the week. Down today right now, $75. I am up on the week, basically 1.5 hour, but not a great week, not a terrible week. I consider my trade today a break-even trade. I closed it early, 3 points, down $75, risking 250, not less than a third of my risk, like a quarter. Could have closed it out break even if I really exactly break even. So I consider it a break even trade. So 4 losers this week, 2 winners, 33% win rate. Definitely like to be up above 40. It's 33% win rate for me is basically break even when I'm going for 2-to-1 trades. I was able to squeeze out some 3-to-1 trades this week. That's why I'm up money. But got caught in a couple FOMO trades this week that I need to do better on. And so if we take a look, these are the trades I took this week. 11 trades so far. Break even today, a loss and a break even yesterday, right? Overall, let's see. Overall, $350 positive on the week. So nothing that I'm necessarily going to live off of, that's for sure. So need to improve. My goal each week is 5R. I can live comfortably with 4R, so my goal is 5R on the week, but I'm not going to shoot for the moon on any trade to try and reach that goal in any one day. I just need to journal my trades, work on my execution. Not great execution today, which is what cost me. I could have gotten in much earlier. Didn't necessarily want to chase price, but I could have been much more aggressive getting into the short without chasing price. Could have gotten in on this breakdown up here. Still had a decent risk to reward. Kind of had this point of control that I wanted to scale out beforehand, so I wasn't able to get into my trades. And was able to get in. Haven't hit full target yet down here, but it has gone 1-to-1 thus far, but I closed it early. And so, again, not great execution. The third trade in a row that I've closed early live, that the other 2 did hit target. This one hasn't yet. But if it were to pull back, I would certainly have already moved my, I wouldn't have moved it necessarily yet, but if we get a strong push back up, I would close my this trade break even. And so we'll see how it works out the rest of the day. I think with that, we're going to call it a morning. We got a minute left in this 15-minute, getting a slight push up right now. Need a couple more points for Aaron to get filled at 32.5. See what the 30-minute looks like. Still going to close red, but neutral. The 4-hour. This 4-hour can certainly be a nice wide-ranging candle that can run down. It's essentially this. It's the same as this 4-hour candle from last Friday. That we did get a pullback on before it took off. I got stopped out in that pullback, was able to get back in here and ride it up for the body of this candle up to these highs. But we'll see. Does this wide range all the way back down? Does it chop around here? Or does this somehow close green by 2 o'clock? somewhere near the highs of the last candle. New 30. Getting that push. You should be filled. Maybe not just yet. Yeah. Looks like Aaron probably got filled. Oh, sorry. Python. Python 32.5. Python's in. It's a nice pullback there. Nice zone you have there. I don't have the proper potential in my trading style for that trade, so gonna sit this one out. Gonna call it a morning. Have a live recap or the recap on the live trading later today. Have a great weekend, guys. We'll catch you on Monday. Hopefully the other two guys will be back next week. Deuces.